Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. If you guys haven't, this is your first time here, my name is Jeremy Majors, and I own and operate Majors Academy Dog Training out of Green Bay, Wisconsin. And I'm here to answer some questions, or we can just talk. Doesn't have to be, uh, doesn't necessarily have to be dog related, but it can be. So I'm here for a while. I'm going to answer some questions for you guys. And as you come in, if you come in, please feel free to ask as many questions as you like. We are live on Facebook. We are live on YouTube. I haven't been on YouTube in a while. It's been a while. So first things first, I always kind of go off the cuff. I don't ever have a plan to talk about anything. So if you're seeing this, I always just talk straight off the top of my head. There's no plan. I usually talk about the dogs that are in my kennel currently. And right now, I have a Boerboel mix, a South African Boerboel mix. I have a boxer, and I have an Australian Shepherd. And usually, I work with aggressive dogs most of the time. And all of those dogs have been aggressive towards humans and or dogs. But let's talk about aggression. Let's talk about what that actually means, because not a lot of people share the same definition. So, amongst dog trainers, aggression can be defined as they seem to term it true aggression. And true aggression is when a dog wants to cause harm, and it's not necessarily over a resource. And I don't know if I truly agree with that. I think all dogs that fight are fighting for resources. Sometimes they're tricky to identify. And also, what you have to know is sometimes when aggression does happen, it's not because of what just happened in the moment. You know, Cesar Millan used to say, dogs live in the moment. But I disagree. I think dogs remember, obviously, because you can have a fight that builds up. You can have things that happen, events that happen between dogs and between dogs and humans that won't result in an aggressive act in the moment, but will eventually. Give you an example. An example would be when you walk through the door, if your dogs are fighting for your attention, not fighting, but moving each other around, jumping on you, just being obnoxious, and that if they're sort of trying to get you to pet them, then that can lead to aggression. That can lead to a fight later on because the tension is being built every time they're fighting for your attention. So those of you who just joined in, feel free to ask as many questions as you like, dog training related. If not, that's okay. I'm going to just keep talking for a while. But feel free to ask as many questions as you like. I'm here for all of you. All right. So, again, there are things that can lead up to a fight or an aggressive act. And I call them tension builders. And tension builders can be something as simple as barking. If you have multiple dogs in the home, we'll talk about dog to dog aggression for for now. But if you have multiple dogs in the home and one of them is obnoxiously barking, that can add tension and stress to the other dog. And then some dogs eventually try to control uh, the obnoxious dog. So, um, so aggression is the act of trying to control uh, others, other beings, other dogs, other humans with force. That's kind of my definition of it. Now, again, there are dogs. Maybe I mean, it's such a small percentage that truly just want to be aggressive for practice. I think that's a waste of energy, and I also think that most dogs just won't because of the risk that could come back to them. Because I just had 2 dogs charge me when I was walking a dog a couple days ago. And I stood my ground and I yelled at them and I said, "Go away. Go on. Go away." Now, again, if because I presented myself as something that wasn't going to run or be scared, they in their mind said, "He's not scared. This could be bad for me." And they went running back. All right. All right. Looks like we got 6 people in the chat. You guys, say hi. Haven't been here in a while. Please don't be shy. Say hi. Tell me who are you? Where are you from? What kind of dog you have? Talk with me. And if you have a question, of course, you can ask that. But I'd love to hear from you. Who do we have? All right. So, yeah, back to my theory on aggression. That's my constant area of concentration. That's my specialty. I'm on my 19th year, so I'm almost 20 years in. Okay. So again, hi Lori. How are you this morning? So again, if you have a dog who is aggressive towards humans and dogs, a couple of things have got to be present. So for one, the dog can be ignorant and not know that there are consequences out there that they should know about. And two, if they do fear for their life, or if they are getting attacked, then they will act aggressive in that circumstance as well. So I have older dogs now. And let me tell you guys, I just want to make you aware that if you do not want to end up sending your dog to training, you have to make sure that you are not allowing certain behaviors. And I'm going to list them off for you. So number 1, you cannot allow your dog to jump on you. If your dog is jumping on you, you run the risk of your dog becoming aggressive eventually. If your dog is barking its head off in the house, you run the risk of your dog becoming aggressive. If he just overall doesn't listen, well, don't be surprised. Oh, he's never done that before. I get that all the time. Oh, he's friendly. No, friendly dogs don't run up to people and bark. Friendly dogs don't run up to dogs and jump on them. I don't want to see your dogs. I would rather you guys take care of and you got to do it when they're young too. I mean, Older dogs are so much more tough to change their habits. So I mean, 2 years old is like over 2 years old is like it starts to get really tough on the dog. They don't like change. So get your dog in when they're a puppy, if you want to train, or train your puppy. Now, you got to make sure that your priorities are straight. First and foremost, forget all of the love and all the cuddles and pets. That's not what you get a dog for. If that's your priority, then I feel bad for your dog. Because if that's the priority, then you have made that relationship very selfish. And you ignore what the true needs of a dog really is. They don't have many, but they do have some that could really keep them from being misbehaved when they get older. You have to understand your dog's needs, and knowing the breed helps as well. But just if you could change a dog's attitude and behavior problems with love, every dog would be trained. If you could train, if you could pet your dog to where that they to the point where they would stop misbehaving, there'd be no need for trainers. But it doesn't work because we're being selfish, and that's what we want. Way more than what we want, what they need from us, we express what we want from them. And we think that by loving them means on the couch, cuddles, pets, and treats. But they're still predatory animals. They're still in their domesticated dogs are not removed from their natural instinct to hunt, to take over territory, to protect resources. They still act out those things very well, very much so. All of them. It's on a spectrum. So some dogs are more territorial. Some dogs are more resource aggressive. And some dogs have higher predatorial instincts. But for the most part, all dogs still show the need to do those things. So, anybody watching, let me know what breed of dog you have. Just type it in the comments for me. Let me know. I have 2 golden retrievers that are field goldens, and then I have a Great Dane, a senior Great Dane. That's what I got at the moment. And they help me out with the dog aggressive dogs here. They've met hundreds and hundreds of dogs. And it's nothing new. When I bring a new dog in, they don't even care to come over anymore. They're just like, oh, he's bringing in a new guy, new girl. But, yeah. Tell me what you guys have. What kind of breed do you guys got? Also, if you guys are on TikTok, follow me, please. I'm trying to get up to, I'm just brand new on there, but I'm trying to get to 50 followers so that I can start having some debates and I can start having some live discussions. So if you're on TikTok, make sure you follow me. I think my name is just Jay on there for now. But yeah, I like that format. I like that debate format. I'd love to start discussing live debates on TikTok. So I'm trying to get my followers up. Okay, so we got it. German Shepherd, Amstaff, 4, almost 5, American Bulldog. You guys got some powerful breeds. Some powerful breeds. So yeah, guys, get your dog in for training early. It's just so much stressful for the older dogs. Change is just not, they don't deal with change really easy. So first and foremost, the environment of change they got to get over. I mean, and it takes a while for them to they're almost in denial. Any of you guys ever watched that show? What's that show called? Shoot, it's a show about addiction. And when these participants decide to go to treatment, the first few, however many days, is really rough on them. Some of them leave. Some of them want to go home. And that's your dogs too. Some of your dogs, I mean, again, boy, some of my older ones, it's harder to train them because they just haven't accepted that this is where they're at. And you'll see them try to leave. They'll try to be like, I take them on a walk and they won't even engage with the environment. They're just looking like, where's my parents? Where's my parents? And some dogs even look at cars and they're like, is that you? Is that them? Is that them? Honest to God. So it's just super important to get that education early on. You want to set a good foundation. If you want your dog to truly live their best life, early training. I mean, I didn't even let my puppies that I raised last year, I never let them bite me without a consequence. And yes, they do realize that what they are doing is not good. Because I observed how their parents interacted with them. How the mom, and this is 6 weeks, 7 weeks, 8 weeks, the mom and the dad, after they tolerated enough biting and jumping, they said, stop it. And they stopped. Which is very important for any dog and every dog to realize that when you say no, if the parents don't say no, then society's going to say no, and society does not give a crap. And that can look like major injury and sometimes death. So we as parents, it is our responsibility to teach them how to be respectful in the world. Because once again, if you do not teach your dog to stop barking in the house, then don't be surprised when sometimes that child or you or somebody else opens that door and they see a dog walking down the street, or a child or a human, and they go bolting and they do something stupid. They could end up being killed. They can end up getting hurt. I probably shouldn't say that word. I'm going to get kicked off, I think. But you know what I'm talking about. Makes sense. That is the sacrifice. Do you want to be tough on your dogs? Absolutely not. Do we wish that everything could be rainbows and happy? Sure. But nature tells you that's not the case. and we must accept that. It's perfectly necessary and healthy to tell your dog to go away from you, to tell your dog, leave me alone. As the same would be if there were two dogs in the household and the older dog yelled at the younger dog and said, get the hell away from me. I'm sick of you. But we have we put dogs on such a pedestal, and they are great, great, great beings. Don't get me wrong. I love dogs more than most people. I promise you that. My ideal life would be up in the woods with just me and my dogs. Before I had family, of course. Okay. Mallory said, we did our American Bully at 12 weeks old, and he's been the easiest, most well-behaved dog we've ever had. I think because we did it so early with him. Of course. Plant that seed. Lori says, against your advice, I adopted another adult male Rottweiler about 3 years ago. Holy crap. My friend died and was her dog and had nowhere to go, so I took him. To date, no injuries. However, Clovis outbursts do create that high energy and causes Sully to correct him. Sully does respect me as a pack leader and does respond to my command to get out of it. The real issue is Clovis and his super reactive behavior that I have not been able to control. I have two males with really good temperament, but they're still dogs. These two are not confined, are 100% supervised. We'll get Clovis to stop barking. Put a bark collar on him. And when he barks and the bark collar corrects him, then you tell him to go away from whatever he's barking at. You claim that space. See, when dogs are overly barking, when dogs are barking in the house, it's your job to claim that space and show your dog that you don't need to be barking. Because when you do that, when you tell your dog to go lay down or go away, despite them barking, they are going to trust you more. They're going to respect you more. They may not like it, but we all know there are things that are good for us that we don't like. So you must claim that territory as yours. Do not let your dog think that your house is theirs. Because again, you run the risk if that dog was to ever get out. Now you got a big barking Rottweiler coming at somebody, and the optics aren't good, even if he is friendly. You look like an out of control dog owner. All right. Is there a reason some dogs bark more than others? Yeah, because some dogs are more territorial than others. Some dogs are more insecure than others. Barking is a form of control. I want you to go away because I can't deal with you being close to me. I want you to go away. I don't know what you would do if you came close, so go away. Jumping is another controlling behavior, but also biting as well. So again, no matter the size of the dog, too, you can have little dogs that go nuts much more than big, but you must, for the mental health of any dog, don't allow them to act out stressful, controlling behavior day after day after day. Coda barks like never. I shouldn't be worried. What would you be worried about? Hey guys, those of you who've just joined in, please feel free to ask any question that you like. We're just talking dogs here. I love it. I miss it. You guys have heard it before. My schedule is crazy, but I think I'm gonna find some time. I got to speak to the people, and so maybe Wednesday mornings might work out best because both my boys are in school until about 11, and and so yeah, I usually got the Wednesday mornings free, and then I go work the dogs afterwards. All right. Clovis has ridiculous chasing drive. Yeah, Rottweilers, man. I wouldn't recommend if you're not a very experienced dog owner, do not get a Rottweiler if you don't know how to handle them. They are very prey driven, number one. And number two, they're very strong, stubborn dogs. So, what I find to be common amongst Rottweilers, resource aggression, food aggression. Okay. And just a dominant breed. So you guys got to be careful with what kind of dog you get, because there are dogs that are truly companion dogs. But then there are dogs who are more than companion dogs. They're also working dogs, and they need a strong leader. So, luckily, neither are aggressive over anything. Yeah, you did get lucky, and I'm happy to hear that too, because that's tough. All right. So yeah, main message for today, guys: get your dog trained early. I don't care how perfect you think you are, because perfect is subjective. You talk to me, and I'll let you know your dog isn't perfect, and it needs some work. But get your dog in early for training. I'm talking about the sweet spot I like to train dogs is anywhere between 8 months and a year. I like that because the dog's so joyful, the dog is so playful that they don't care about change. They're like, oh, they're like more in the moment kind of deal. So they're like, they play with the other dogs. They don't have to go through the whole process of getting used to, uh, even like some of the dogs that I'm working with today, they won't go up to my dogs. They kind of avoid them. And it's like puppies don't give a crap. They're going to go up there and be like, hey, what's up? Who are you? I got too much energy. So the spirit of the young dog is super easy to work with because there's nothing there. There's no habits. There's little to no habits unless you totally didn't do anything with your dog from 8 weeks to 8 months. And there's some things that can go bad with that too. Now it's so shocking and surprising to me, but there are dogs that are 6 months that are barking at people, and it's just like, have you not been out of the house? I mean, how did you get so freaking cautious this young? Were you not ever taught correctly? I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that it's normal for young dogs to be aggressive? Because it kind of blows my mind, if I'm being honest. All right, those of you who are watching live, we got like 11 people in here. I appreciate that. Hey, ask me some questions. It doesn't matter what it is. No question's a dumb question. We're all here to support each other. Ask me some questions. Let me know. I forgot how fun this was. Also, you can join the live too if you want. Morning, Nikki. But yeah, any of you guys are on TikTok, follow me up because I'm trying to get I like live debates. And I also want to learn too, man. Like I know that there's other trainers with some real good knowledge out there. And I would like to talk to them. And I think that our discussions would benefit everyone. So I always have a hunger of to learn more, man. If I can learn some things, it'd be great. So okay, so back to the subject. You don't want your dog to be aggressive? Don't tolerate jumping. I mean, that's number one. It's not number one, but I mean, anybody who has an aggressive dog, I guarantee you they jump. Dogs jumping. All right. Nikki says, I'm so glad that I caught you live when you started training for respect in a dog. Do they quiet being so cuddly? Do they quit being so cuddly? Not really. I don't think so. I mean, some dogs are just a lot more needy. Not needy. I shouldn't say needy. A lot more like clingy. I've noticed that my golden retrievers are super clingy, but they're bred that way on purpose because they're retrievers. And so it's easy to get a clingy dog to come back because they like being clingy. So I'm thinking, the breeders were like, that dog doesn't come back. It's super independent. And one of the most independent breeds are huskies, and they always run away. So it's like the breeders of the golden retrievers were thinking like, that dog is independent, won't bring the dang bird back. This dog won't leave my side, and it'll bring the bird back every time. So I'm going to breed that dog because I want more of that. Oh, your pit quit being cuddly when you started training. That's good because too much clinginess is insecurity. You could be really coddling insecurity. And protection too, overprotection. Your dog can become overprotective of you if you just allow them to lay by your feet or on your lap the whole time. A lot of dogs can become resource aggressive over you. So if you make them more independent, is a balance. It just has to be a balance. I'm not saying you should never touch your dog or this and that. That's not what I'm saying. It just has to be a balance, but your dog should respect your annoyance. You're going to make them more independent. You're going to make their confidence go up if you make them respect your annoyance. Like when your dog is coming up for attention and being pushy about food or about affection or about playing with the ball, and you in fact have already given them what they need: exercise, structure, discipline. After you've given them that, then it's fair to say, I need my own space. Go away. That's all I'm saying. Okay, let me say, if these two would not have accepted / tolerated each other, I was willing to rehome, yep, until I found the right forever. That's good. Well, I'm glad it worked out for you because holy crap. All right. Let's see. Let's put this up here. My dog constantly barks at everything, and I'm using bark collar. I came on. What's that say? I came on late. Is that what you're talking about? Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Dog barks constantly at everything, and I'm using the bark collar. Okay. So what you want to do is make sure you're doing these things. I got you. All right. So when you come into the door, if your dog is greeting you, you're going to have to stop that. You're going to have to stop letting him greet you and you petting him. Please don't do that. Ignoring is not going to work. Everyone wants to say, ignore, turn around. No, doesn't work. Tell your dog to go away. Make your dog start respecting. Well, here's what happens. Your dog starts to respect your space, and then you're also inadvertently claiming your house as your territory. When you can make your dog move away from you, you are claiming your territory. You are saying that this is my territory, you move away from me, instead of doing what the dog wants you to do, because he's coming happy, they're coming happy, but they're also acting out insecurity by making you do something for them. Okay, so a comfortable dog won't even get up because they know it's a waste of energy, or a comfortable dog doesn't come so crazily to greet you. All right. So when you walk in the door, I don't care if it's not crazy or not, or if it is crazy or not. Tell your dog to go away. Step one. Step one. Walk through the door and say, go away. Go on. Go. Do not let your dog follow you around the house. Number two, do not allow your dog to follow you around the house. That is them also acting out insecurity and also exploiting you for attention, too much attention. Okay, it's just too much of one way, and we have to bring it back to balance. All the owners that I talk to about aggression, their dogs follow them around the house. Everywhere they go. So shadow dog. Okay, so don't do that. But what we're doing here, again, is reclaiming the house as you're the leader and it's your territory, and they shouldn't be barking at everything, because you allow them to do that, bad things can happen. If a dog is not allowed to be territorial in the backyard, in your home, then when that gate opens and when that door opens, there's no need to rush out and run away and explore, because you've set the tone that your territory is safe, and there's no need to be acting out your insecurities. Hope that makes sense. Number one, again, step one. Overall, do not let your dog act out over being over territorial. If your dog's in the kitchen when you're cooking, no. And he said, okay, we're doing it all wrong. I know. I know these things, man. I've done this for too long. I don't want to sound arrogant, but I know. I was on the phone with a lady yesterday, and I just started. She told me the issue, and I just started saying, "Okay, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this." And she goes, "Wow, the dog does all of that." And I'm like, "Yeah, I know." Because one thing won't happen. There's reasons why they happen, and I know the reasons very well, because I talk to everyone and I ask them all the same questions. So, all right. So I just want to lay it out for you one more time, because this could help a lot of folks. Number one, when you walk through the door, get your dog to go away from you for a plethora of reasons. But number one being, we're trying to get the dog not to bark. Okay. Number two, do not allow the dog to to follow you around the house. Okay. Do not allow your dog to beg to come back inside. That's another big one too. When you let your dog outside, they should be able to stay out there within reason. Some dogs go right outside, pee, poop, and then they're scratching at the door. Don't let your dog do that. Okay. That's number three. That's a really good one. Number four, when you're eating, do not have your dog obviously not beg, but also not be around. Your dog shouldn't be laying at your feet when you're eating. Tell them to go away. You're asking for personal space. You're asking for boundaries. It's very respectful. So that when your guests come over, when your mom comes over, when your grandparents come over, and they don't want this dog in their face, the dog actually listens. How cool is that? How cool is that? They would give you a great compliment if the people could come in your house, and even people who don't like dogs, you could make them like dogs if you actually made them behave when it's just you and the dogs in the house. It's just you and your family. And you got this dog who has all this freedom to do whatever it wants. No, wrong. That's why nobody wants to come to your house. You have an obnoxious dog. And I'm not talking about you, Amy. I'm talking about just in general. How about it? Does that sound good? If you can actually have your dog respect really old people who some dogs don't like because, well, they're slow moving, right? But what if, you have somebody in your family that you really respect and you want their presence and you want them to come over. And then you have this obnoxious dog that you don't know what to do. Well, then people stop coming over. No one comes over with people with bad dogs. It's dangerous, but it's super obnoxious. So you should do that just for the convenience, the safety, I don't know. You want to have your people over, hey? Did anybody agree with me in the chat? It's nice to have a dog who listens. It makes people like the dog. It makes people like you more. So, reason number 1,000 to get your dog trained or train your own dog, because society likes good dogs. It makes your life easier. It makes the community safer. So just don't think obviously I call a spade, straight up selfishness if you have a dog that's obnoxious. Selfish. Because you're not giving the dog, you're not thinking outside of what you can get from it, from the relationship. You're not thinking outside of it. How's society think about my dogs? How's my neighbors think about my dogs? I mean, oh my God. I've been in this industry for a long time. Bad things can happen when you have a dog who's obnoxious. Bad things can happen to the teacher. I mean, the dog. Bad things can happen to the neighbor. Then your neighbors hate you. So sometimes some people feel stuck. But sometimes all it takes is a conversation with me. And I'll make people feel real better real quick. Because there's little things that you can do that makes a big difference. All right. Sound like I'm preaching. I don't want to preach. Rachel says, so happy we started being mindful of when we're petting Odin and telling him to go lay down and leave us alone. Man, I'm proud of you guys. I know you guys have done the work. I love it. So this owner has a St. Bernard mix. I'll call it for lack of a better word, but you can correct me if you want. And he came to my class. He was quite cautious of other dogs. He just didn't know. And boy, is that dog a real he's on his way to being a very great dog. So super proud. But Rachel and her husband showed up for training. They took what I told them, they applied it, and you will literally lift the stress off of your dog. Who wants a dog that's constantly stressed given the environment? You take your dog for a walk, if it's pulling, it's stressed. If you take your dog for a walk and it's reactive to anything, it's stressed. Why not take that away? It's so much better to walk a dog who just walks beside you and just kind of carries on, tail relaxed, not sitting here doing this, marking everywhere, just like peeing everywhere and like pooping everywhere. And that's stress, man. Relieve them of that. It is our responsibility to do that. He's obnoxious at first and does calm down. So does that mean he won? I don't know. It's on his terms, and I wouldn't leave it on his terms. Yeah, I'd make him calm when I want him calm. Because again, when you do that, guys, I can't emphasize this enough. When you tell your dog to leave you alone, you're going to create a confident dog. You're going to create a dog who trusts you because they know that they can't get their way. And they know the expectations. See, we create the box of happiness for our dogs. Like, the rules of your house is that box. And if that box is never broken and can never be torn down or jumped over, the dog will be happy. Obviously, if you're giving them their that exercise, if you're giving them that, obviously they have to have exercise, right? They got to have be stimulated, but they are going to be happy in the world you create if the world is consistent enough, because then they just know. You know, it's just like anybody. If you can respect, at the very least, a consistent person. You may not like them, but you can respect the fact that they are being who they are on a consistent basis. On the opposite, if you have someone who is not the same, changing up, well, people have a problem with that. We don't know if we can trust you. A person that is one day this way, and the other day a different way. Can't trust that person, can we? So don't be that person to your dog. If you're going to make rules, enforce them. They need it from you so that they can rely on you. So, like, listen, your commands, your words should bring them a certain amount of certainty and safety. So when I'm walking my dogs and their ears go up when they see another dog that's acting a fool or whatever, anything that they see that they could potentially become insecure about, you need to be able to go, heel. And the dog goes, all right. But that heel just told my dog, everything's cool. Okay, we're cool. No. When the dog goes and tries to jump on the owner, you don't have to do that. Let me show you. That type of stuff. All right, guys. Those of you who just joined in, feel free to ask any questions that you like. We're here live on Facebook and on YouTube. Haven't been live on YouTube in a while, not gonna lie. I mean, my followers are like, where the heck have you been? But we here. Yeah, we're still here. We're still training dogs, 100%. I'm just super involved with my kids' lives. I'm a family man, first and foremost. So, but I understand that these things are very helpful. I understand that these things are even good for me. So I'm gonna keep these going. I don't like to talk, though. To be honest with you, I'm not a very talkative person, even though it doesn't seem like it. I don't like small talk that much. So I don't post as much because I don't want to seem redundant. When I do post, it's usually something that I'm feeling, and then I post it. But I'm not very good at just posting every day. So, all right, guys, get me your last questions in. If not, we're going to get out of here. It is Wednesday, 9:30. Is it 9:30 or 10:30? It's 9:30. 9:35, 9:36 a.m. And if you liked this, if you liked anything I had to say, if you didn't like it, let me know. But if you liked it, give me a like. And if you're on YouTube, please subscribe. Also, one last time, if you guys are on TikTok, follow me. My username is Jay. And I'm trying to get up to 50 followers so I can start having some good dialogue on there. But all right, you guys, we'll see you guys in the next one. I appreciate all the questions and comments. Have a good one.